Good morning, this is Dr. Don from Movement Medicine in Montrose, Colorado. Did you ever get one of those flashes where science backs up what you felt your whole life and you feel so vindicated and justified? Well, that happened. And as some of you may know, I've dealt with depression and anxiety at different times in my life. And I've always been somebody who has to move a lot. And that was really hard for me in grade school because I was very distracted. And I always wanted to move. And, if you tell me, like, I had a great job a few years ago, for instance, and my job was you have to be in this 8 by 12 room for 8 hours a day, and we're going to send you maybe 15 people a day for you to work with. And the pay was good. Everything was fine, except I had to be in a room for 8 to 12 hours a day, which is terrible for me. I started reading this book called Spark by Dr. John Ratey. He's a neuropsychiatrist at Harvard Medical University. And the basic premise is, and his basic prescription is, whether you have depression, anxiety, ADHD, premenstrual syndrome, just about any psychiatric condition or mild psychiatric condition, which they often refer to as shadow conditions, the prescription is exercise. And there's all kinds of fabulous studies where they go into schools and kids that were getting poor grades, they put them on a treadmill for 40 minutes a day at 65 to 75% of the maximum heart rate, and the kids' scores go up. Math, science, comprehension, all those things, they improve. Which is really scary because so many times they're pulling gym classes out of schools and substituting it with more math and science, which really, the kids need to move more. And it's the same way for us adults, especially for us seniors, because if we want to maintain our brain function well into our later years, we got to get moving. And it's not just walking, it's not just gardening, it's not going bowling, it's probably not even playing pickleball. It's getting that heart rate up to a steady state for 30 to 45 minutes every day. That means it could be treadmill, it could be elliptical, it could be dance, it could be swimming, it could be just about anything, but getting your heart rate up to a certain level and holding it. What does that do? That releases hormones in your brain that is like a miracle grow for your brain. And it's going to help all those connections in the brain to reach out to all the different other parts of the brain, because it's those connections to different parts of the brain that keep us functioning at our best. And it's not just for psychiatric conditions, it's the best thing to stave off dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. The best thing we can do is keep moving. So this book is called Spark. And as I said, it's by Dr. John Ratey. And there's videos online if you'd like to watch them. I highly encourage it because it really explains in more detail some of the researches they've done. But, it's so simple. That's why we don't think about it. We want to improve kids' scores in school. We want to get them off Ritalin. We want them to function at their best. We just got to get them moving. That's what our bodies were evolved to do. For the millions of years that we, as a species, lived on the African savanna, and we were built to move 5 to 7 miles per day, hunting down game, eating game, and then moving on to the next place. We had to keep doing that, and that was for millions of years. It's only been in the last probably 100 years that our activity levels have kept going down, down, down. Now, instead of hunters and gatherers of food, we're hunters and gatherers of information. We sit in front of a computer all day. We stare at our phones. We do all those things that keep our brain working, but not our bodies. Well, we got to get our bodies moving, because that's the way our bodies were meant to move. So I'd highly recommend reading this book. It's pretty, in depth. It's kind of wonky on all the brain chemistry, but if you're that kind of person, which I am, you'll love it. If not, just look up his information on YouTube and you'll see some TED videos that he's done that really helps explain it. So I'll put a link in the section below on the book on Amazon. You can order it, read it if you want to. Better yet, watch the videos. They'll be easier to understand. But if you're really wonky and you love brain chemistry, get the book. See you next time.